Look at this gravestone. It belongs to Charles Bukowski, a prolific 20th century writer. Below his name, carved in stone, are two words: don't try. Why would a man who wrote thousands of poems and 6 novels leave behind a final message that essentially tells you to give up? We live in an era where the default expectation is a perfectly curated, relentlessly positive existence. You are supposed to be endlessly happy, crushing your career goals, and looking flawless on a yacht. When society demands constant positivity, it suggests that any sadness or failure is a personal error. You aren't just having a bad day, you're failing at being happy. This secondary layer of guilt is what fuels the cycle of modern anxiety. This is Mark Manson. He argues that our cultural demand to always feel good is actively backfiring on us. He points to the backward law. The more you pursue feeling good, the more you focus on what you lack. The intense desire for wealth reinforces the feeling that you are poor. The desperate need to be happy highlights your sadness. This kicks off a feedback loop. You feel anxious about a problem. Then you think, I shouldn't feel anxious. I need to stay positive. Now you feel guilty about the original emotion. You're anxious about being anxious, trapped in a psychological spiral. Breaking this loop requires a counterintuitive shift. You have to accept that feeling bad is an unavoidable part of the human experience. Accepting your negative emotions is the only way to stop the spiral from spinning. Most of us treat happiness like a finish line, a state we will reach once we get the right car, the right job, or eliminate every problem in our path. But happiness is a byproduct of effort. It is generated through the friction of confronting and actively solving meaningful daily problems. Everyone wants the final outcome. Everyone wants the successful startup or the athletic physique. But very few people want the 80-hour work weeks, the constant rejection, or the 5 a.m. gym sessions. Lasting fulfillment isn't found by asking what rewards you want to enjoy. It is found by asking what pain you are willing to sustain. To succeed, you have to choose a struggle that you are actually willing to suffer for. This is difficult because we are told from childhood that we are all unique, special, and destined to do extraordinary things. This chart shows the reality of human achievement. While the internet highlights the top 0.1% of billionaires and viral stars, the vast majority of life happens right here, in the unremarkable middle. In most things, most of us are average. Assuming you are the exception, whether you think you deserve special treatment because you're amazing or because you're a victim, is a trap. Accepting that you aren't special removes the weight of that self-imposed pressure, allowing you to focus on the actual work. This leads to a critical distinction, the difference between fault and responsibility. If someone scams you or breaks your heart, that past event is their fault. You didn't cause it, and you can't change it. While you cannot control the harmful events of the past, taking responsibility for your present reaction is the only way to reclaim agency. Waiting for the person who hurt you to fix things leaves you powerless. Choosing your next move gives you back your own direction. We usually think of progress as a linear chain. You wait for emotional inspiration, which gives you motivation, which finally leads to action. In reality, action is the cause of motivation. If you're stuck, you apply the do something principle. Write 1 bad line of code. Do 5 push-ups. That tiny physical action creates a spark of inspiration, which generates the motivation you need to continue. Ultimately, all of these choices pass through one final filter, the reality of our own death. Decades from now, no one will care about your embarrassing moments or your internet arguments. Remembering that your time is limited renders these superficial worries meaningless. This is what Bukowski meant by don't try. He wasn't suggesting laziness, he was demanding honesty. He refused to waste energy on society's expectations. You only have a finite budget of attention. True freedom comes from auditing that budget. Stop wasting it on trivial anger and spend it exclusively on the struggles and values you have chosen for yourself.